Hi, I'm Kenny, and welcome to Black Iron Tri.
Giving you up, no, no, I ain't giving you up. I said love and try, giving you up, no, no, I ain't giving you up. Get love and try, giving you up, no, no, I ain't giving you up, no, more than I'm giving you up, no, no, I ain't giving you up, no. She's a roller coaster, oh she's so flame. I'm burning up inside, but I can feel no pain. I won't try to stop her, she can't be tamed. I'm so in love with her, I fall and try again. Get up and try, get up and try again. Get up and try again. Get up and try again.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Black Iron Tri. I'm Kenny Evans, and I am a 56-year-old, very amateur triathlete. I've been threatening to do this channel now for going on 2 years, so I'm really, really excited to finally get it launched. I'm starting this channel and presence on other social media channels to share my passion for triathlon and hopefully introduce it to a wider audience than what we usually see at the start lines. So before we get into the fun stuff, let me address the name and the mission. First, this channel is for everybody. It's not meant to be exclusionary or exclusive. Simple fact is, at least from what I've seen in the 8 years that I've been doing triathlon, is that it's not close to representing the US or world population as far as culture and background. When I go to a race and there's 1,500 or 2,000 athletes lined up, very seldom do I see another Black athlete lined up next to me. I know they're out there, but there's so few of them, I hardly see them. And understand, there's a ton of great organizations that help support Blacks doing triathlon and other endurance sports. There's things like the Black Triathletes Association, or BTA. There's a group called Black Girls Do Bike, which my wife is a member of and is an exciting organization. And there's a ton of major Taylor cycling clubs all over the world. And those clubs are named after a cyclist, a Black cyclist who was a world champion at the end of the 1800s, early 1900s. But I still think there's those out there who could use a little bit more encouragement. And as an example as to how few Blacks are actually involved in triathlon, I'll use one of my heroes, Miss Sika Henry. Sika is the first Black female pro triathlete. Now, just to give you some perspective, she became a pro in 2021, and triathlon became a pro sport in 1974. So we got 47 years where there was not one Black female pro triathlete. As far as I know, triathlon as a sport hasn't really been discriminating against anyone or for people of different cultural backgrounds. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm sure somebody will call me out. But given how many talented Black athletes there are out there, and female Black athletes, and using my Sika as an example, it seems what's been really lacking is interest and participation. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do. I'm trying to stir up more interest and participation amongst a group of people who could be triathletes if they gave it a shot. And we just need to give them an opportunity to show that people that look like them actually participate in this sport. So I'm also here for what I call the mature group. So I did not start doing triathlon. My first full Ironman, I did that a week before my 50th birthday. That was the first full Ironman I did. I know there's a lot, to be honest about it, people my age. There are a lot of triathletes in my age range, but a lot of them, not so many, may have started as late as I did. And as you get to be older, the idea of entering endurance sports might be somewhat intimidating. And I'm here to say, don't let it intimidate you. I watch a lot of YouTube channels and other triathletes out there who are, mentioning the fact that they're approaching 40 or, 45 or just hit 50 and, they're feeling some kind of way about it. I did not start this sport seriously until I was almost 50 years old. And I love it. It has changed my life. It has given me a lot of motivation, direction. And so I want to help to promote it amongst folks who might otherwise not be interested. So I'm here to say it's never too late. It really isn't. And the camaraderie and fellowship among triathletes is amazing. So let's get into it. To give you a little bit more background about me, so like I mentioned, I started doing triathlon. Started triathlon in 2017 after 4 years of upping my cycling game, riding with a group in Chicago called IA Squared R. I also used to ride with the Major Taylor group in Chicago as well. Through them, through IA Squared R, I was accidentally introduced to a group of triathletes who got me to attend an Ironman race in Chattanooga in 2017, and I was hooked. Since then, I've finished 3 full Ironman races, 5 70.3s, which were previously known as half Ironmans, and a ton of shorter triathlons, run races, and cycling grand fondos, including the Chicago Marathon and a ride called Ride Across Indiana, where you ride across the state of Indiana in one day. It's 160 miles, and I am glad it is flat. So those who don't know, an Ironman race is where athletes swim 2.4 miles, which is 3.8 kilometers for our European friends out there. Then they bike 112 miles or 180 kilometers. And then you run a marathon, 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers. So it's a total of 140.6 miles or 226.3 kilometers. Now, I feel the need to make a distinction here for newcomers to triathlon. An Ironman race is exactly as I described it, with very few exceptions. Sometimes the bike or run might be a few hundred yards shorter or longer, depending on a particular course or a particular race. But overwhelmingly, an Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a marathon, a 26.2 mile run. An Ironman is a triathlon. However, every triathlon is not an Ironman. And it's really important that you understand that. There are other distances. Most of them are shorter. That include a swim, it includes the bike, and includes a run, but are not an Ironman. There's a popular distance that I mentioned earlier. I've completed 5 of these called an Ironman 70.3. It uses the word Ironman, and the 70.3 is in reference to the mileage. This used to be called a half Ironman, but the reality is it's a hard race. And so calling it a half something really left a bad taste in those mouths of the people who were doing that race, training for that race and completing it. So as a whole, the sport kind of dropped the half Ironman and we call it an Ironman 70.3 or a 70.3. And in that race, you do half the distances of a full Ironman. You swim 1.2 miles, you bike 56 miles, and then you run a half marathon, 13.1, half the distance of a full Ironman. If you sign up for a triathlon where you do 600 meter swim, you ride your bike 12 or 13 miles, and then you run a 5K, congratulations. You've just completed a sprint triathlon, not an Ironman. Please, please, please do not go tell people you did an Ironman, especially experienced triathletes. It will not go well for you. I feel that I needed to share that with you at a minimum. You'll learn the importance of the distinction soon enough, but in the meantime, trust me, you'll thank me for this. I promise you. So in this first season of Black Iron Tri, I'm going to take you along my last 12 weeks of training before Ironman California. Yes, I am signed up for another full distance Ironman in Sacramento in October. Over the course of these 12 weeks, we'll cover training, we'll talk about fueling and diet, all things tri, and I'll do my best to answer questions and things that come up in the comments that include topics that you might want to hear about that I might not mention. One more point I'll bring up in this first episode is that I am an amateur and I am still learning this sport and all that goes with it. My name's not going to be at the top of the leaderboards. I finished middle of the pack to lower, depending on the race. I've had some good races. I think about the 70.3 I did in Muncie, Indiana. I've had some tough races. I think about the half I did in Augusta in 2019, terrible race. I think I finished that race with 11 minutes left on the clock. It was 8:30, 8 hours, 30 minutes to finish. I finished in 8:19. I was not in shape for that race, and it showed. But that said, I am not a pro. I do, however, follow the pros. I watch the pro triathlons on TV when I can, when they were broadcast, or when I have time. The ones that's shown in Europe, of course, come on in the middle of the night, so those are tougher to watch. But you can always watch reruns and recaps. There's a ton of that on YouTube. And many of the pros have their own YouTube channel, and whoever started that, fantastic. It's gotten more and more popular. Triathlon is not, it doesn't pay like, NBA and NFL, what have you. There are money prizes to be had, but a lot of the pros get revenue from sponsorships by performing well in pro triathlons, and through this channel, through this medium, through YouTube, they can also enhance or embellish their income. Some of my favorites are athletes like Kat Matthews, Paula Findlay, Lionel Sanders is a favorite of mine. Sam Long is great. Lucy Charles Barclay, Ruth Astle, Ari Clow, and if I'm mispronouncing some of these names, there are a lot of Europeans in here, so I do mess that up, and I apologize. But Simon Shee, who's a pro out of the West Coast. Trevor Foley is a favorite of mine. Jackie Herring, she is one of my favorites because she's just so dang real, and a 40-year-old mom to boot, doing the thing, winning races. Love her. And Taylor Knibb, who's a young girl who is killing the circuit right now. There are a lot of other pros that I follow, and a lot of amateurs that I follow who have YouTube channels. None of them black, by the way. Just a note. Not that they don't have channels out there. I just haven't seen them. They haven't come up on my feed. I'll do a little more digging. I would love to see more of it, but I haven't yet. So that has helped motivate me to want to do this channel. So I'm sharing this journey with you. I'm really excited about this next Ironman. When it comes to Ironman training, when it comes to Ironman triathlon, and I'm talking the full distance, the real tough part of it is the training. My wife is so supportive. She's been I call her a super SAG, and SAG in triathlon stands for supplies and gear. She goes to most of my races. She doesn't miss a lot of races. She's never missed a full Ironman. She's missed a couple of halves, but a half Ironman for somebody who's racing, you're done in the daytime. And those of you who race know what I mean. And you can usually walk and get your own bike. After an Ironman, it really helps to have someone there with you who can go and collect your bike for you and really hug you when you finish, because it's gonna hurt. There's no getting around that part. But the feeling you get when you finish is great. My wife is so supportive, but the time it takes me to train takes away from our time together. You're talking about long weekends of 4, 5, 6 hour bike rides. You're talking about long runs on the weekends, and it's not just the training itself. That's part of it, but there's the prep for training. The prep for training for a long 5 hour bike ride. It takes a lot of time to get ready. Usually the night before, getting all your fuel together, where you're going to ride from, depending on where you live. Some may be lucky enough to step outside their door and just start riding. I have to drive 35 minutes to get to a place where it's safe to get ready for a ride like that. Because when you're talking 3, 4, 5 hours, you're talking anywhere from 40 to 80 to 90 miles. You're going to be out there a while, and then the recovery. And so you finish a ride like that or a run like that, you do not feel like doing anything else. So to say that I've got a 5 hour ride, and I'm talking amateurs here. I watch the pros; they do the 2 or 3 things a day. That's their job. But for us amateurs, especially those of you with children, those who have a real full-time job, training for a full Ironman is almost like a part-time job. You eat differently, you sleep differently, you train, and then you're tired. And so when you come home, you're not feeling like doing anything. And I say all that to say that this may be my last full Ironman. At least I promised my wife that. We'll see how it goes. I often get talked into doing another one, but hopefully during this journey, I'll get to introduce you to some of my friends, some of the people I train with, the people I race with. In the trailer, you may have seen me standing with a guy That young man is going to be 70 in January, and he's still racing. Mark Donahue, and we'll talk more about him because he's my number one racing buddy. And then there's a young lady who races with us as well, Katie Fritz, closer to my age, who is working on her 11th or 12th full Ironman. I think she's done 20 or 30 half Ironmans, and she is on the verge of qualifying for Kona. And again, we'll get into what all of that means later on. So I don't want to take up a bunch of your time today with this first episode. I just wanted to launch today. Today marks exactly 12 weeks till race day. Race day for me, Ironman California in Sacramento, is on October 19th. And I am excited and terrified. Even though you've done it before, you started remembering what it's like when you're out there and you're swimming for 2.4 miles, and then you have to ride your bike for over 100 miles and then run a marathon. The marathon is at the end. It is a long day, and bless the people who come out and support. That is a huge part of it. So looking forward to it. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please subscribe to the channel or hit the like button down below. I'd love to grow this channel if possible. And I'm new at this, guys. I promise I'll be better as I continue to practice. And I am somebody who grabs onto something and wants to make it happen. I will make it happen. So, gonna launch this today. Wish me luck, and I look forward to seeing you out there. Take care.